fantastic. Okay, we're live here. Hi. Okay, we're checking connection over here. Uh-oh, Instagram. Let's see if this is trying to... Thank you for your patience. I am trying a new go live. Okay, checking connection on Instagram. Hi, it's Mel, and we are driving down the road. I am not driving, by the way. Chris is driving. Oh, good. We're live on Instagram, too. And do not look at me, Chris. You're supposed to pay attention to the road. I'm Mel Robbins, and this is Coffee Talk. And there's a notification that I'm live on Instagram. And Coffee Talk is my weekday morning broadcast that is done sometime roughly between 6 o'clock in the morning and noon every day, depending upon where we are. Not every day, every weekday. And right now, Chris and I have just left a school assembly for our son, where his band played, feeling like a very proud mama. He channeled his inner Adam Levine without the tattoos and sang This Love this morning before a screaming crowd of elementary school students and his proud parents. And his band members, the band Danas. How cute is that? And now we're heading into the office. And so welcome to Coffee Talk. Tell me where you are watching from. And Coffee Talk, if you are part of our Mindset Reset community, Coffee Talk is a little bit different. It's your daily boost of motivation, empowerment, laughter, love, to remind you that you got this. And occasionally we do more structured conversations and Q&As. And most of the time, it's sort of an ADD, random, behind the scenes, hang out with me while we're racing around the country, inspiring, motivating, and empowering people to change their lives. I just sucked in. Do you have any water?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I don't know how I'm going to drink water. And I'll do phones. Okay, I think I've got it. So... I'm really excited to tell you that today is launch day. That's right, launch day. Please, you do not need to buy this, but if you are somebody that struggles with fear, we created a brand new project with Audible. My partner's Audible. I love Audible. This is what's called an Audible Original, which means it is original and exclusive to Audible, and it is a project all about taking control of your life by facing and conquering your fears. And it launches today. And you know what's really cool? We're going to be using Coffee Talk for the next couple weeks to give you for free all of the takeaways from this amazing project with Audible Originals. So let me tell you about it. I wanted to do a project all about fear because just like we learned in Mindset Reset, thinking is a habit and you can change patterns and habits. One of the other things that is a habit is your response to anything that makes you nervous or afraid. There are not only things that you think when you're nervous and afraid, there are things that you do. You silence yourself. You start procrastinating. You lie. You avoid things. You torture yourself with worry when you feel nervous and afraid. And so the project Take Control of Your Life is all about understanding how fear triggers you and what your biggest fear is, and helping you identify the triggers so that you can change the patterns of behavior that get triggered when you start to feel afraid. This is an incredible project. When we decided we would start this 7 months ago, we asked you to tell us your biggest fears. More than 3,000 of you responded and said that you were afraid that you would never figure out what you were going to do with your life, that you were afraid that you'd never find love, that you were afraid that you would never pursue your dreams, that you were afraid that you would never find the confidence to be your full self. And we picked 6 of you from the 3,000, flew them to Boston, and did coaching sessions. And Take Control of Your Life is the result of that project. It's 10 hours long. How cool is that? 10 hours long of coaching sessions with these 6 folks, and then meaty, research-backed, actionable takeaways from each and every coaching session. If you're interested, just go to audible.com/I think Mel Robbins, and you'll see everything related to what I do with Audible. You can also just Google Take Control of Your Life Mel Robbins to find it. I'm sure the links are in here if you're interested in checking it out. But here's something really cool. for the next couple weeks during the weekdays, we're going to be unpacking this entire 10 hours for you with all the takeaways. So even if you decide you don't want it, because you know me, we don't like to pressure you to buy anything. And 99.9% of everything that we put out there is free, and it's because we're committed to making an impact. We're not trying to jam you into some sort of mastermind group or some sort of monthly paid program. We just are here to make an impact. And so we're going to, for the next couple weeks, talk about your biggest fear. In fact, why don't you tell us not only where you're listening from, but what is your biggest fear? What's your biggest fear? What is the thing that you struggle with? I think my biggest fear, oh my God, my biggest fear is always disappointing people. That, you know, you're going to find out something about me, even though I've told you every horrendous thing I've ever done in my life. And it's going to make you disappointed in me. Or that you're going to listen to Take Control and you're going to be like, meh, that was disappointing. Or that I'm going to do something that disappoints you. Do you know what your biggest fear is, Chris? Don't look at me because you got to look at the road. But let's.
I think I need a minute to think about that one.
Look at the road.
My biggest fear.
Biggest fear. What is a fear that holds you back? What's your biggest fear, guys? Let's look in the comments. What's your fear? That you're not good enough? That you fear failing, dying of cancer? What are the biggest fears that you have? Confrontation, not reaching your potential. Anybody else relate to this? Not trying to connection, stop live. We're going to ignore that. Fear of what people may think. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what we cover, and it's in Take Control of Your Life. How to silence the fear and win the mental game. And you win the mental game, ironically, by not only identifying the patterns that get triggered, which is what all Mindset Reset was about, but also by making sure that you start to take actions that are the opposite of what you do when you're afraid. Actions that prove to you that these fears, while you may feel them, they don't stop you. The other thing that's super cool is my team created a 55-page workbook that goes with Take Control of Your Life on Audible Original. And guess what? We're going to give it to you for free. So if you're interested in checking this workbook out, just go to melrobbins.com/takecontrol and you can download it. You can save it to your phone, and it is a companion to the Audible Original. And we are going to be referencing it for the next couple weeks as we give you all of the takeaways from this Audible Original. In fact, if you turn to page 2 on the 55-page workbook, or you just scroll to page 2, you can follow along in a notebook if you just save it on your phone or your laptop. There are some exercises that'll get you started thinking about what your biggest fears are. And, you know, fears are things that stop you. Fears are those things that you worry about that change your behavior, that impact your confidence. And so if you look at page 2 on the 55-page workbook at melrobbins.com/takecontrol, you can start to think about, gee, where are fears stopping me? You know, I'm noticing that there's fear every day in my life because with the launch of this brand new daytime syndicated talk show that's going to be airing on television nationwide 5 days a week starting this September, there are new things that I'm taking on every day. There are ways that I'm being asked to put myself out there in bigger ways. There are, just kind of the magnitude of what's going to happen when you have a platform that's this wide reaching, and, you know, what people will think about my past and, you know, the kind of person I used to be, which was not a great person. Charlie is iMessaging me. Hi, Charlie. And so I know this is coming up. I don't like to change what I'm thinking about, and that's exactly what we're going to teach you what to do. That's exactly what we're going to do over the next couple weeks on Coffee Talk. I'm trying to think of anything else. Is there anything else, Chris?
I'm a little fearful of the TV show too.
You are?
Fear of the unknown, for sure.
What are you afraid of the unknown piece?
I don't know. It's unknown. I'm not really sure what it's all going to bring.
Yeah, apparently we just got the studios in New York, you guys, and my executive producer said I'm going to poop my pants when I see it. It's literally the most fantastic studio ever. Already, and so and it says slow, and that scares me a little. But we're going to keep you behind the scenes. We're going to bring you along for the ride. And for the next couple weeks on Coffee Talk, we will be talking about the takeaways from Take Control of Your Life on Audible. My arms are getting tired, so I'm actually going to say goodbye. And we'll tomorrow in Dallas. And if you see us on the road on the way to Dallas or Vegas, make sure you say hello and give us a big hug. There's nothing cooler than not having phlegm in your throat, but there's nothing cooler than bumping into you and seeing you in person and hearing from you directly the impact that the videos and the books and the coffee talk and the social media posts are making in your life. Like, it is so fulfilling to meet you in person and to see that you are quieting your anxiety, you're silencing your fear, you're taking control in small ways, your kids are able to do the same thing, your relationships are getting better, your confidence is just like the coolest thing on the planet. I also want to tell you, in case nobody else tells you, that I love you. And, you know, that has a particularly poignant meaning for me today, because yesterday Chris and I were at a funeral of a friend of ours who died of a pulmonary embolism at the age of 49 and left behind 2 beautiful kids and a huge number of grieving family members and friends. And, you know, it's interesting, as I was sitting in that church, just kind of present to the rawness and the shock of her being gone, I was just sitting there beating myself up thinking, God, I should have called her more. You know, I mean, it's kind of one of those situations where I loved Tracy. I loved her. And we were super close when our kids were little. And, you know, as is the case with life, seasons change. And as our daughters started to grow up and become teenagers, and we both were working like crazy, our lives were going in different directions, and we rarely saw each other. And, you know, not seeing each other, it had zero impact on how much I loved her. But I sat in that church and I just kept thinking, God, I wish I had called her more recently. God, I wish I had checked in. And, you know, it's so tempting to make yourself wrong when you're in a place where you're grieving or you're going through something that's very challenging. But you can't stay there for a long time. All you can do is find the message for yourself. And that's why I always tell you that I love you and I believe in your ability to change your life for the better. And I believe in your ability to do the small things that will make you a little happier, make you a little healthier, make your life a little bit richer. Because I know that when you change how you think, you will change your life. And I know that when you change the small things that you do every day, you will change your life, and you're capable of that. And that's why we're here every weekday to remind you of that and to share with you everything that we're learning, that's working, that's not working, the things that we're succeeding at, the things that we are having huge failures with, so that you don't make the same mistakes, and so that you can learn as we're learning how to make the most of this one remarkable life that we have. All right, I think that's it. Chris, you want to say anything? Or to stop that?
No, we're lost.
We're lost. Okay, we're lost. I got to go because Chris needs Waze. That's code for get off the live stream so I can have Waze back.
Correct.
All right, okay. I love you. Bye. And live video.
Save it.
Save? Okay.
Save up top.
I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me just do one thing at a time. Oh, now we're getting honked at.